how to speed up the tempo in your audio files. So this is a program called Audacity. All right, so download Audacity, Audacity. Type it into Google, go to the site, download it, install it, etc. After you've done that, you're going to go to open, and then you're going to select the file, or you can just drag the file from your desktop and just take the mouse and click on it and drag it into here, right? Just drag it and then drop it and let go, and it'll populate here like it already has. So now you've got this long ass audio that's like hours and hours and hours, well, let's see, it's like over 2 hours long. And what happens is sometimes the speakers on these conference calls and on these audios talk like really slow. And when you're studying this material, number one is you want to get access to really good information so that you're not wasting your time listening to information that's not on point, that's not good, if it's not causing, your rule of thumb is if it's not causing light bulb moments to go off every 15 minutes in your head, then you're listening to the wrong information. If it's just people calling in, wasting time, with a bunch of nonsense, find a different source of information. Okay, so if you're studying anything, and if you're studying, contract law and freedom and sovereignty and all that stuff, then obviously you need to absorb a lot of information over a course of period of time until you really start to own the information, until it really starts to become a part of you, the concepts and the principles, the definitions, all that stuff. So the second thing is get access to good information, but then also listen to it more efficiently. So one of the things that you can do to listen to it more efficiently, and I'll make a short little list. Come on. There you go. Is you're going to put these audio MP3 files onto an MP3 player. So number one, if you don't have an MP3 player, get an MP3 player. Put that on the top of your Christmas list or whatever. Okay, they're not that expensive. You can go on Amazon or eBay or whatnot, and you can get yourself a good MP3 player. You can even go. I think there's a store. Is there a store like Fuse or something like that in the mall that sells some CDs or CD store, electronic stuff like that? I think they were selling them for $30, $29. I found them on sale once, $25, $30. Now they weren't, Apple iPods, which are much more. I find that they're much more user-friendly devices. So maybe go on eBay, Amazon, and find a used iPod Nano, and just pick up an MP3 player. Could be any brand though. So you can get those for like $30, or an Apple one for like upwards of $100 or more, depending on how much material you need on there. So get an MP3 player with earbuds, with a headset, and when you're working at the plantation, when you're working your day job, can you listen? Can you have earbuds? And what type of job do you work? Maybe you can't. Okay, maybe you can only listen on your lunch break while you're having lunch. So listen on your lunch break. Now, what about when you're driving to work, when you're at work, when you're traveling or taking public transportation or driving to work? Okay, when you take an airplane, when you take a train, bring your MP3 player with you, and bring a portable charger. Bring somewhere that you could charge it if you find that you can't get enough. If you runs out of battery or something like that quickly, then get a charger. Listen to it right before bed. Listen to it as you're falling asleep. Listen to it as you're settling down. When you're in the bathtub, when you're in the shower. I have a stereo in my bathroom. And when I take a shower or brush my teeth in the morning, I just throw a little iPod in there. When I use the toilet, brush my teeth in the morning, mouthwash, combing, shaving. I mean, you're in there for 20 minutes. So I press play. It has a CD, and I just go in there, and it's already on, and I just press play. And then when I'm done, I hit pause. And then by the next time I go in the bathroom, use a shower or something, I hit play again. I got a CD in the CD player and a big boombox stereo. So you can go as far as doing that. They got, you can plug an iPod in, or you can bring in, you can get a portable device. Staples has always been really good. They've got, or any office supply or electronics store, they've got like these, if you walk around in there, they got these portable, where you can hook up an MP3, and they're like 30, 20, 30 bucks. These small portable, so you could bring it with you around the house. You could bring it with you around your friend's house. You could bring it with you, if you're staying with someone, right? I throw it in my luggage so that when I'm going somewhere, staying with a friend, if they went to bed early and they're like, help yourself to anything in the kitchen, take a shower, go to bed whenever you want. Here's the TV. Here's the, people set you up. Here's the remote control. It's like, okay, well, if I'm staying somewhere and someone, have some time and I'm not in the middle of conversation with anyone and everyone else has gone to bed, or I wake up before everyone else and I'm going to make pancakes for my friend that I'm staying with that before they wake up, you know what? I got my little portable MP3 device that I bring with me into the kitchen while I'm cooking up dinner or breakfast or getting a snack or whatever. Alright, so here's an example. This is a good example of what I'm talking about. You could bring something like this. They have different size ones, but you could bring something like this around with you and just plop the MP3 player in there. Okay? In case any of you don't know what an MP3 player looks like, this is a really tiny one, but these are larger ones. Obviously you could use, if you have a phone, you could use your phone as the MP3 player, and you just need that connector device that plugs into the computer in order to get stuff from your computer onto your MP3 player. Okay? Let's see. iPod. Yeah, you can get something like this, or the best ones now, these smaller ones, these ones are good. These ones are really good. Okay, so pick up one of these if you don't have one yet. Okay, back to the drawing board. Get that portable device, and if you just really want to master this information, get a hold of some good material. Listen to it when you're in the bathtub. Listen to it when you are at the gym, unless of course you want to listen to some enthusiastic, energizing workout music. That's cool too. But maybe you're on the treadmill at the gym, or maybe you're going for a walk, your daily walk with this, getting some sunlight, getting some movement, getting some exercise. Maybe you're doing some other activity. And of course, anytime you're driving in the car, you can be listening to this information as well. So that's just some information on how, no matter how busy you are, you can get in and you can listen to 3 to 5 hours of contract law every single day. And you might be doing that for a few months. You might take a break from it for a couple of weeks and then get back into it. But there is a lot of information to absorb. And listen, it's not my fault that you have to go and listen to all this information. The public school systems never taught you, the real way that law works, the real way that courts work. Nobody taught you how to defend and defeat a lawsuit, or how to initiate and win a lawsuit. Nobody teaches you this because nobody wants you to be empowered, the people that are running the school system. So this is why we want to build up a community of people where we're homeschooling our children, okay, and we're teaching them this when they're 8, when they're 10, when they're 12. So I like to create a community of people that want to teach contract law, want to teach how the courts work, want to teach the courts not having jurisdiction or having jurisdiction. What are the jurisdictional arguments that can get your case discharged and dismissed? Kids should be learning this at age 10. And the fact that you're 25, 35, 42, 61 and you're learning this, well, they never taught this. So unfortunately, you have to spend months and months and months learning this stuff. There's just no way around it. But what I'm trying to do is teach you how you can get, you can squeeze in 2 to 5 to 6 hours a day, no matter how busy you are, listening to this stuff around the clock, in between your little breaks, while you're at work. If you're a truck driver, if you're a taxi driver, you can listen to this stuff all the time. And if you're applying for a different job, if you're still in the plantation, passing out resume mindset mode, then for the time being, look at getting a job where you can just sit around or drive around all day and listen to stuff if you're really enthusiastic about mastering this stuff. So the other thing I wanted to mention to you was that with Audacity, listen how slow this is.
It's my pleasure tonight to announce that we're doing...
Okay, so that's at point 10. So what you can do with this is you can Control A, you can select all, or I guess you can go up to Edit and select all. No, you can't. Okay, well, I just learned a little keyboard trick. Control All, or if you have a Mac, Apple A, I believe. And you go to Effect, change Tempo. Change tempo without changing the pitch. Now what that does is it speeds up. Now before I do it, let me just go back to the beginning. Let me just go back to the beginning for you.
Okay, I don't think we have any announcements tonight, but we're going to do something a little...
Okay, so now listen to this. Control, change the tempo. And I'm going to go up to right around 49% is where I like to go. And you get preview.
Okay, I don't think we have any announcements tonight, but we're going to do something a little bit different.
Alright, so you see the difference with that? You see, if I hit cancel.
Okay, I don't think we have any announcements tonight, but we're going to do something a little bit different.
Alright, so dragging it out that slow, and sometimes he can talk really slow. Sometimes there's a lot of pauses, there's a lot of ums, there's a lot of breaks, there's a lot of silence. And so what I like to do is change the entire, if you can see, this is 2 hours and 19 minutes. And I'm able to, without changing, so they're talking like a chipmunk, which is the pitch, I can just highlight everything, and I can change the tempo. Again, you could change it to 22%, 25%. I can go. When I'm paying attention to it, I'm paying attention to it, and this stuff is a little bit. I'm very familiar with this information. So when they're talking really fast, like the speed of light, if you guys notice, I like to talk really fast because we only have so much time in our lives. Okay, we only have so much time in the day. We only have so much time to go over this stuff. There's no sense in talking really slow. Okay, and I've been off of fluoride, and I've been off of chlorine, filtering it out of my showers, out of my drinking water. I've been off of GMOs, I've been off of stuff, and so maybe I talk faster than 95% of the people out there. But I'm not going to slow down, because if you can't keep up with me, then you're not on my level. And I'm running this way. You want to come with me? Come with me. But I generally have a hard time meeting people at the slow level that they talk, and and having difficulty articulating what words to say. And I'm not above you. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody that can't articulate and formulate thoughts and pull in definitions out of thin air and throw them into a sentence and articulate what I'm trying to say as quickly. I'm not better than you. I'm just saying I have a hard time slowing down. It just really is not something that I like to do. I just don't get enjoyment out of doing things when I'm not going at my pace. Okay, it's kind of like just going on a snail's pace. Imagine getting on a highway and driving like 10 miles an hour. It would drive you insane, wouldn't it? Everyone else is going 60 miles an hour and you're going 10 miles an hour. I can't do that. I got to go with the flow of traffic. I got to go at least with the flow of traffic, if not 5-10 miles over the limit or whatever. Okay, so anyways, this may or may not be for you, especially if you're brand new, but as you start to get this in more and listen to this stuff more and more and more and more, you want to absorb 20 hours of information from different teachers, gurus, stuff that you download off of YouTube, Jack Smith's Monday Night Downloads. You want to download the stuff and listen to 20 hours of material in a week in only 10 hours. That's possible with changing the tempo. So when you change the tempo, whereas before it was 2 hours and 15 minutes to listen to this recording. Hang on a sec, I'm going to pause it. Alright, so it finished changing the tempo and populating, and now, again, you can listen and...
Okay, I don't think we have any announcements tonight, but we're going to do something a little bit different.
So see how he's talking a lot faster, but he doesn't sound like a chipmunk, okay? Change the tempo using this program, Audacity. It's free on the internet. And if you do a Google search. So now look, we got a 2 hour, it was over 2 hours and 15 minutes down into an hour and 33 minutes. So we knocked 45 minutes off of this. So basically you can almost listen to twice as much information, or you can listen to, 30 or 40% more material if you just do that, okay? If you speed up the tempo. Okay, you go to Effect, change tempo, okay? After you do that, you just go to File, and you go to Export, and you can export this as an MP3, save it onto your desktop, or save it into your folder, and then of course load it onto your MP3 player. The program I like to use is iTunes, which again is free on the internet. iTunes. And the second thing is, if you're not tech savvy, you can find like how to put MP3s into your iTunes playlist. Just go to Google or go to YouTube. Right? Just go to Google or YouTube. And if you have any difficulty with, okay, just go type in how to load MP3 files or MP3 songs into playlist in iTunes, right? Or if there's any other technical stuff that you need, please don't ask me about every single little technical thing unless you've actually done a Google search or a YouTube search and tried to find the answers on your own, because the answers are free and they're out there. Just use Google, okay? Google will give you a lot of answers, as will the YouTube search engine will actually give you the visuals of how to do what you want to do, okay? So take that into your mix. Listen to more information no matter what you're studying, be it contract law or anything else, health information, whatever you're researching and studying, conspiracy information, UFO information, whatever you're researching, doesn't matter what it is. You're learning a new skill and or trade. If you're learning to become an actor, if you're learning, they have a lot of stuff on the internet, how to be more successful at dating, how to mend your relationship in your marriage. There's a lot of information out there, personal development stuff, network marketing training, sales and prospecting training, internet marketing training, and it's a lot of information, and I would highly, highly recommend, this is how I got to learn a lot of what I know over the years and compressed, 10 or 20 years of studying material, going to school, into only, 4 or 5 years of studying contract law information, is because I just listened to 8 to 11 hours of contract law information every single day for like a year and a half at one point. I was just obsessed with it. I would just listen to it nonstop all the time, and I just get a lot of information. And you can get information off of YouTube. Hang on a sec. Alright, so say you're on YouTube and I don't know, who's the latest YouTube guru guy? Oh, I don't know. I'm sure you guys all know Winston Shrout. So let's say you found this new Winston Shrout seminar that you wanted to. Okay, Winston Shrout, what you should know about commerce and admiralty/maritime law. All right, that might be interesting. It might be an interview, might be something interesting. And it's free. It's on YouTube. Or you know what? I should do this for. You can type in "understand contract law." You can go to our channel, right? And you can, let's see, user, right? Shouldn't that be promoting our own stuff. Although I prefer a lot of my stuff here. You kind of need to see the visuals. You know, a lot of our videos and stuff, you kind of need to see the visuals. Yeah, most of our stuff you need to see the visuals, but some of the stuff is good. All right, that you could just get the audio. See, like from this, I'm sure from watching the video, you can get, you might get a little bit more.
In a moment.
Well, no, this is just a still. See, this is just a still photo, and there's no narration, there's no how-to walking through anything. So this, it's 2 hours. Are you really going to sit in front of the computer and listen to this for 2 hours? In front of the computer? Stuck in front of your computer? And, you can't bring your computer with you in the car when you go for a 2-hour drive or an hour drive somewhere and an hour back. You can't. So, what you do is you grab the URL, okay? You grab the URL and you go to, there's a number of different websites you can go to, okay? But one of them is savetube.com. Now you can also just do a Google search for download YouTube audio files, or download YouTube video audio file, or download MP3 audio from, you can even probably type it in here, download MP3 audio from YouTube video. How to download audio from YouTube video. No programs needed. How to download free music from YouTube, MP3 files. And either of those videos would teach you how to take the audio file or the video file if you want to download the video file. Well, that takes up a lot of space, and I don't know why you would even need to do that. So you put the link in there and you hit video or MP3 or ringtone if you want to download a ringtone on your phone. So I'm going to hit MP3. And it's going to have this complex screen that comes up that, the first time you don't know what you're clicking on, but it's got an advertisement here. This is how they're able to do it for free, because they've got an advertisement here. So don't worry about that. Just MP3, do you want the volume to go higher? Do you want stereo, mono, cut from the start of the video or the end of the video? And look, let's say you want to cut the first few minutes, the first 5 minutes off because it's just, was nonsense and didn't have any content in it. Now how would you know that unless you listen to it first? So if you're listening to this for the first time and you think that's going to be good and you want to put it on your MP3 player, if you want to speed up the tempo and listen to this in only an hour and 10 minutes instead of 2 hours, well, you can hit, I would just hit 128, because that's going to give you the smallest file, but it's still going to be a good quality. Okay? Or I could have hit start conversion, I believe. But I think that you can just hit the version over here. There's a few different places you can click it. Drop files here. Okay, we're going around in circles. Start conversion. Alright, well, I've done this many times. I am positive that this is going to start. It's going to open up and it's going to start downloading any minute. It's probably because I got a lot of things running on my computer right now. But this is going to download, and then you're going to hit, when it's done downloading, you can hit the file. That's going to show up at the bottom here, and it's going to say, show, open file when done downloading, or show in folder. I like to go to show in folder. And wherever it saves it, I like to just drag it onto the desktop. I need to put it on my desktop and then put it in the iTunes file folder, or whatever folder that I'm going to transfer into my phone, onto my iPod, onto my MP3 player, whatever it is. Oh, but first you save the file and you go and you drag the file from the desktop into Audacity, and then again you go to Effect, change tempo, then you go to File, Export. Okay. So I hope that you got all that, and just watch it again and go through it step by step if you are slow and need any help. But that's how you get, what I would do is just spend a few hours downloading tons of these files, download dozens and dozens of hours of files from good people like Winston Trout or some other people on YouTube that put this free information out there, and just download it. And then load up your MP3 player with 100 hours worth of material, and you might take a few months to get through and listen to all that. What I would do is just do it all at once. Go to YouTube and surf around and download tons of stuff, number one. Alright, so let me get rid of this. Let me just put a little outline for you. Oh my god, look at that. Download 100 hours, because this is how you really master information, guys. Okay? If you haven't segmented 5 hours of your time out, or 3 hours of your time out on a weekend or whatever, right? And you haven't said, you know what, I'm going to download 100 hours of info from a variety of different speakers, a variety of different teachers, because I want discernment. I want to use discernment. I want to listen to Dean Clifford, I want to listen to Winston Shroud, I want to listen to these guys, Courage and Commerce, I want to listen to Understand Contract Law and You Win. I want to listen to a lot of stuff, take it all in, and then kind of compare, pause the audios as I'm listening to it, take some notes, go, Google the definition of something, and kind of like take it all in, listen to what different people are saying. Take it all with a grain of salt. Just listen to what people are saying and take it all in, and get with a coach or get with a study partner or get with someone as a mentor that you think knows more information than you. And you can find a mentor anywhere. You could find a mentor through us, through Understand Contract Law. We have weekly conference calls. We have a weekly webinar class we have coming up. Or if you're completely broke and you don't have any money for some good mentors, you could meet them. You can meet other people on YouTube. Go to the YouTube comments. Go to, type in different gurus' names on, Facebook or LinkedIn or Skype, and, find people, reach out to them, and start having conversations with people, and start adding people on as friends on Facebook, or start exchanging emails with people, or start exchanging Skype, have video chats with people, or have conference, calls with people, or exchange phone numbers and talk with people. There are a lot of, conference calls out there on Blog Talk Radio and TalkShoe, and some of them open up the lines and allow people to interact and talk with people, and some of them don't. And quite honestly, I don't really spend my time there because there's a lot of just people talking about stuff, and there's nobody just giving you the meat and potatoes. I like to just give the meat and potatoes of what's really important. So if you want to stick with us and kind of like cut to the chase, get on our information, Understand Contract Law. There's a link below this YouTube video, and just get with us. And we like to go through just the meat and potatoes, and I challenge you, get on one of our webinars and see if we kind of cut to the chase a little bit more than some of these other people that are out there. Okay, but the other people that are out there have some good information, because you want to take everything in anyway. If you really want to master something, okay, and you're not going to get significant remedies, you're not going to get a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and you're not going to defeat all these mortgages and gigantic student loans, and you're not going to be able to defeat speeding tickets and all these things in court. You're not going to be able to really get significant remedies unless you really are on the path to mastery. Maybe you may not have mastered the information yet, but you got to be headed there. You got to be on the path to mastery, and it's a several year to a lifetime journey to get to that point. And you have to fall in love with the information. You have to really love listening to MP3s and listening to audios. Otherwise, you should out of luck. Sorry. So, start with downloading 100 hours of information from various speakers, recorded conference calls, gurus. And actually, one of the good sources is one of the best sources is creditorsincommerce.com. And again, I wouldn't treat everything that they say as the gospel, for sure. Especially when Gordon got into a situation and has been in jail for a little bit of a while. But that shouldn't deter you either, okay? Because if you can discern and learn, you can surpass you can all the information that was accurate that was being taught, you could certainly surpass in exponential time if you take it all in and then again discuss the information on a daily, on a weekly basis with people. But anyways, my warning is there's a lot of information that was recorded on some tax stuff and some other stuff. I do not think that they stress the importance of getting your status correct and your secured party stuff or your non-citizen recognition, status stuff. They don't stress that enough. Some of their old stuff has some tax stuff that some people got in trouble for. But again, that shouldn't really deter you. If you're grounded, if you're a naive person and you just take a little bit of information and think, oh, I'm gonna cash in my birth certificate and get $1 billion like next week, even though I just am researching this information. If that's you want to be careful. You want to protect yourself from your own bad habits. Okay, if you're someone who has ever been sold drugs ever in your life, and you were conned into trying, trying something that is going to be destructive to your body and create a serious lifelong addiction when you knew better. You knew that, heroin can destroy your life, and yet still, somebody was able to sell it to you as a solution. Maybe you sold it to yourself. If you don't have self-discipline and control and waiting to get all the information before you make a jump and before you make a decision, then I would click off all these websites and all this stuff, because there's a lot of dangerous information that can really hurt people unless you're really grounded in your ability to have self-discipline. Okay, so who is this information for? People that have never done drugs in their life, never been tempted and cheated on their girlfriend or their wife. People that have discipline, people that have control, people that are above average IQ. Okay, if you dropped out of high school, there's nothing wrong with dropping out of high school. I mean, I actually advocate it because I don't agree with public schools because they just brainwash you to go get a job and work for a big corporation and be a slave your whole life and have 30% of your taxes withheld and taken out of your paycheck, and then make you go begging to get part of it returned on tax return. So I don't. I'm cool with dropping out of high school, but I'm just saying if you are not, there's nothing wrong with being above average or below average IQ again. But I'm just saying if you're not fast, if you don't have an analytical mind, like if you can't play chess and beat more people than you lose, right? If you can't win most chess games and then lose less than 50% of them, that might be a problem. Okay? That might be a problem. Okay? You gotta be kind of smart to use some of this information. However, on the other hand, it's just information. And if you don't act upon some information, or if you don't act upon the riskier side of the information, there's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of information, a lot of remedies for the mainstream public, okay, that pulling up all these other people's sites. I gotta pull up our own site for a minute. If you go to all products, there's a lot of information that you can't get in any trouble for. I mean, look, make money online, start your own LLC, trust these services, credit repair, do-it-yourself instructions, how to win in court. I mean, we're teaching people how to use the court systems that are there and how to win at them. Just mainstream stuff that's taught in law school. We're not teaching how to file crazy, OID tax forms that people have been prosecuting, gone to jail for. The people are trying to get all this money back from this alleged birth certificate, estate, account, things like this, And it's just, I'm not saying that there's not some legitimacy to it, but I just don't want people to get the wrong idea from a lot of the junk that's out there on the internet. So we have some good stuff for most people that teaching people how to use Bitcoin as a private means of exchange, okay, and boycotting the Federal Reserve system, and there's nothing that requires you to use Federal Reserve notes to pay and trade exchanges and services for things, okay. So there's a lot of advantages to it, okay? But we have products for sale that we refer you to on this website that teaches you, if you click this link here, how to never get pulled over, how to never get a red light camera ticket, okay? There's a lot of mainstream stuff here. Mainstream stuff here, which is what we focus on. And these are some of the results. People use some information that they downloaded or that they got as part of a package, and they had a credit card that they walked away from and couldn't pay, and this lady writes, thank you from the bottom of my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you. They discontinued the lawsuit because she put up a defense. She put up some defense, and it wasn't worth their time, and she defeated, she didn't hire a lawyer, she never had any experience beating a lawsuit ever before in her life, and she walked away from this, scot-free. The attorneys for the credit card company, for the bank, never got another penny from her. And it's relatively simple to clean up your credit report, although in Australia I think they have a little bit different laws with the credit report. That I'm not familiar with, but I wasn't familiar with the credit card stuff either, and she still was able to win against the Australian lawyers. So this stuff is universal, guys. This stuff is universal. But get a grounded assessment of what before you do anything. Just take it all in as information, okay? And I would recommend. We have information on common law marriages, how to get the government out of controlling your marriage, because inevitably when 60% of the time you're going to separate at some point in your life, do you want a judge to be able to determine who gets the house, who gets the money, who gets custody of the kids? I doubt you want that power to be put into one person who's working for the state. I'm sure that you would want a pre-written contract beforehand, and you would want to put a clause in there that says that the arbitration or adjudication, company or organization that's going to decide any disputes related to any future separation of our common law marriage is going to be decided by, and then you pick a private adjudication company. You do not, you make it clear that this agreement is without the United States, without the state of California, or without the state of Texas, or without the state of Florida, or without the state of Illinois. It is completely private, and you're not registering or filing a marriage license over to the state of California, Texas, Illinois, Florida, New York, whatever it is. You're not doing it. Okay, so we actually, this is going to be a new product that's going to be added as well. You can find under the all products section at the top that we actually help people with the common law marriage thing too. Let's see. We have a lot of information how you can get higher, different opportunities that you can research on your own and make your own determinations, but earning 19% return on your investment is pretty good. Most people keep their money in a bank account and they earn less than 1% return on their investment in a year. It's not very good. Again, this is the Office of the Executor. We try to filter through and put a lot of good information out here, but that's not to say that you should necessarily just jump in and claim the Office of the Executor, because if you don't know what you're doing, it can be dangerous. All right, so this is how you can get a private anonymous Bitcoin debit card. There's actually a few other resources on this link. I would click this link instead. But anyways, back to Creditors in Commerce. Okay, I just wanted to say, before I promoted other people's websites too much, obviously I believe the information on our site is top-notch and kind of filters a lot of stuff out. But you give credit where credit is due. There's a lot of good info under audio on Creditors in Commerce at the top. Click on audio. And again, they say this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, click on audio. You got a private audio library, and I would click on CIC workshops or contract equals law workshops or living temple class workshops. I like these two particular links the most. I would listen to all of these before I listen to some of the other ones. But this is good too, Living Temple. These three ones at the top are really good. These ones at the bottom, the last four through whatever, are kind of redundant. Let's see, Creditors in Commerce workshops. you've got all these workshops. I would listen to them in this order. Boom, 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 boom. And again, the private administrative process they show in there, I think, is a little kind of outdated, but it's still very interesting information. Again, even if you're going to use it or you're not going to use it, or you're going to put amendments to it, you're going to get with us and you're going to put a better strategy together. Again, we do coaching calls. You can click this, you can set up a coaching call, or you can just call for a quick consult, but like a quick 10-minute consult. But take in the information because it's very powerful. There is some gold in there, but you got to be walking around the minefields. Don't just jump and just copy what people are doing, what people are teaching too early in the game. It does say it's for entertainment purposes only, and if you think you click on any of these, there's a private agreement. Make sure you click the disclaimer. They are serious about that, and we are serious about that too. So just take in the information. There's a lot of gold. Yes, you can win and you can beat lawsuits in any country in the world, just like this example right here. Make sure to read this full testimony when you get a second. UCL student from Australia defeats credit card lawsuit, October 15th. There's a lot of other ones. If you get a private membership and log in, you can actually you hover the mouse over this, and there's about 10 other links that drop down, and you can see testimonials for child support, tax issues, student loan issues, credit card. There's remedies for all that stuff, folks. Okay, but contact us. I'm inviting you to contact us. But if you're in the mode of research and maybe you don't have any money to do anything, but you want to kind of take this in, you want to really explore what's here, what's available, click on the audio. There's also a video link if you have time to watch the library video replays. No, not that one. Excuse me, that's not what I would do. I would do watch free videos. Yeah, watch free videos, and these are free videos that you can watch right on the website. But again, the audios you can download. Let's see. You can go through and you can right-click each one and save link as, I believe. How do you do that? Save linked content as? Yeah, okay. So you click save link as or save link content as, and then it starts downloading. It is going to show up in the bottom left as downloading. See how the screen popped up? Okay, I just X'd off of it, but you click each one and the screen's going to pop up. It's going to ask you where do you want to save it to. So you can download all these files, right? You can go back to Audacity and you could speed them up if you choose to. Sometimes you might want to listen to them at normal speed when you listen to it the first time. But I've gone through and listened to those as kind of a foundation, and then we kind of went off on our own and added our own stuff to it and took away some stuff we didn't think were accurate. But you sometimes need to listen to stuff like 2 to 5 times to really get it. So there's stuff here in status and commercial applications and lien holder titles, and this is a really good workshop, actually, by the way. So anywho, that's just some information on setting you up to take in lots of information in less time, where to get some good information from. We also have, if you do a coaching call with us, we will send you 24 of our, if you look here, while this is still a promo, if you do a coaching call, you get 1 full hour of coaching, some free documents that may be available at the end of the coaching call based on your particular process or situation. We'll send you all the 2014 recorded webinars that we've done. We'll send you a free audio file library with 20 hours of material. Okay, so we will send you some stuff from us as well that you can speed up, or actually a lot of the stuff is already, you got the normal version and the speeded up version when we send you our stuff. Follow-up phone calls after your coaching call, free email follow-up for 6 months, and a $150 coupon on any product, all for $100. Okay, so if you pay $100, you get a $150 coupon for any qualifying higher ticket product that's over I think it's $350. You get a $150 coupon for. Free email follow-up, free calls, 20 hours of material, all recorded webinars, free documents, full hour of coaching. Or you can do just half an hour for $50. Okay, so that gives you 20 hours of material. Careers in Commerce will give you hundreds of hours of material if you go through all their stuff here. And again, don't take anyone's information, including the audios that we send you as the gospel. It's just information. And if you do go forth to use anything, make sure you're getting with someone who's done a similar process before. Make sure you're getting with a mentor. Make sure you're making the best decisions. A lot of the private process stuff, when people ask me for help, a lot of the private process stuff I don't even recommend. I recommend people stay away from a lot of the private process stuff because you can get remedy, you can get success in the public, and you're not doing anything extraordinarily revolutionary against the status quo. You're using their court systems a lot of the times to win against them. And so we like to teach private and public and all the different options and tools that are available. Sometimes I give people too many options and then they kind of procrastinate and they don't do anything because they don't know what to do. But I just can't find it in I can't find it to give people a recommendation when I feel the person or I feel the individual should be making their own decision. I don't make decisions. I don't give legal advice. I don't make decisions. I explain procedures and processes, private remedy, public remedy, combining the two, or alternative solutions to the problem. Sometimes people call and they have like, oh, I have this $1,500 debt from a debt collector, and from from where someone is and how much they have to learn to really learn how to get that to disappear and off your credit report and stuff. Sometimes I just recommend people start a business on the internet, because I'm a good mentor with that too as well. So if people go to make money online, they can see my credentials on helping other people set up their own website or piggyback on another company's website, become an affiliate, and start to make commissions. Within the next 24 to 48 hours, you could be earning commissions, making money, and having it in an LLC where they can't lien or levy your LLC account to collect a debt that your straw man has defaulted on or has a judgment for. So if you want to start your own company and earn money on the internet and have it not be subject to any liens, levies, or garnishments or seizures, that might be the better way to go for someone who is brand new with this information and the debt is very small, and it's just something that you should either just pay out of your checking account or set up a payment plan, or just avoid it. Or you can just avoid it until you earn yourself a lot of extra money. And so, if I could teach you how to earn a lot of extra money, that might be a better use to you in the short term, rather than having to learn, some of this private process stuff. Because I'm not saying it takes years and stuff necessarily to learn. Some people learn it faster than others. Can you absorb it and learn in 30, 60 days and learn how to get rid of like this is the classic example. This student from Australia. The reason I keep pointing to this one, it's not like it's a major, gigantic success. I mean, we dealt with mortgages, student loans, and the other stuff, but she did really not have a lot of training and not a lot of experience, and she was kind of like, oh, I don't understand this stuff, and I kind of just pushed her and said, no, just listen, just keep going through the tutorials, put up a response. You got the lawsuit, rebut on a line by line every accusation of guilt, put in a rebuttal. I taught her negative averment affidavit, and she won. And she won, where they felt it wasn't worth the time prosecuting it, and notice a discontinuance. So, can you jump in and have some successes in 30 days? Yes, absolutely. Okay, but it depends. If you got a gigantic mortgage or gigantic tax debt, if you haven't filed taxes in the last 15 years and the IRS is after you, well, call us anyway. It depends on your situation. That's why we recommend the coaching calls for the first-time caller. You really have nothing to lose because you get $150 coupon for donating or contributing $100. And when you contribute your generous support to understandcontractloanun.com, you have the awareness that it's going to support a good cause, and us disseminating and filtering through junk information and putting accurate, up-to-date information. See, if I ran a website that had, audios from back from 2009, I would actually go through and take out some of the stuff in here, personally, that is outdated. But you know what? In another sense, there's also some really good nuggets and information in there. So I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it in there. But again, what we like to do here is take out any of the old stuff that's not working, and if we see something not working, we'll let you know. But this is another remedy: securitization audits for mortgages, student loans. So anyway, guys, I've rambled on for almost an hour now. I thought I was going to make the video only 5 minutes, but I kind of cover a lot of ground on some different areas. If you haven't already, sign up for the status correction class. It's kind of foundational information on status, political status, maintaining your moral freedom, your religious freedom, your political freedom, and your financial freedom. All those topics will be covered in intricate detail. In reality, the true market value of that class is multiple times over what we are asking as a donation for the tuition. So click on status correction class, or just read this section and watch this video for information on that. Even though we may have already started the class, we'll send you the recorded replays for the last couple classes, and you can jump in and you can hook right up with a study group, a study partner, and really accelerate your learning to an exponential degree on the topics of secured party creditor, executor, international diversification, offshore tax havens, non-citizen status, what else is some of the topics? Setting up foreign addresses, general post locations, becoming a holder in due course of your own birth certificate, estate, and that of your children, the security agreements, the will and testament, rescinding and revoking and removing yourself from the voter reg, the Social Security admin, Medicare, Medicaid. Again, making yourself not a dependent. If you accept unemployment, if you accept Social Security, if you are on standby to apply to even be considered for those benefits and services, you are a citizen. So you can't be claiming affidavit of non-citizen status and anything like that, and you can't get a certificate of non-citizen status. You are property of the corporation and you are a slave. So these are some of the topics that we're just going to discuss, and I'm not giving any advice at all as to what you should do or shouldn't do. We're just discussing and facilitating a conversation around the topic because it's interesting, and some people want to learn a lot about it and what potential options are available for them. Okay, but we'll be looking over exact documents and some things and IRS forms that are publicly available, or other application forms that you can find online that are available, and kind of going through and trying to make sense of what they mean and what they do, and how some people are filling them out differently, and what results they're getting. So just some observations we've been seeing. There is a lot more I could ramble on about what's being covered in the class. International driver's permit, how can you have a right to travel, how to get a second passport, affidavit of identification, opening up bank accounts, post office boxes, etc. with affidavits of ID, traveling through airports without needing state issued ID is working right now. Believe it or not, in 2014 with Ebola and post 9/11. Believe it or not, that actually is working. Common law marriages, dealing with your children, dealing with alternatives to a birth certificate, what religious rights you have, and where to set up residency overseas to get to be able to live and work in an offshore location, geographic offshore location. Of course, there's also the common law. There's also the outside of the District of Columbia, but most people don't know how to live outside the District of Columbia because they put their zip code on all their mail and to and from, and they've got a mailbox, and they've got they allow the postal service to just walk on their property. They haven't claimed the land. They haven't discharged all the liens on their property and claimed the land. So these are just some different things we're going to be covering, as well as privacy issues, how to send anonymous and encrypted text messages, emails, and other communications, and so on and so forth, which is also a pressing topic right now. We also updated our beating red light camera traffic ticket thing, so check that out. And we're going to be doing a big overhaul and having some new consultants be filtering through and having free consultations and giving people some walkthroughs and some screen shares. So make sure you stay up to date. There's a lot of good things coming along. We got a bunch of new members we're bringing onto the team to answer the telephones and direct people to the right products or the right free information, or making sure people are on the list and getting the right information that they're looking for, making sure everyone gets signed up and gets these license plate covers, and that they're getting the Jack Smith Monday Night downloads. Just basically being an all-around consultant and helping any way we can, directing people to read this. Why does A for V not work? And or if people want to learn how to make money online or get started with Bitcoin. A lot of information. What are other alternatives to using Federal Reserve notes and being in the private? Q&A, inspirational, spiritual stuff. There's a lot, debt, eliminating your debt. It's a lot of information, guys. So I hope that you can see that, we're going to be around for a while, and we're growing, expanding. We're bringing some new members to the team. We've got a lot of new products as of the last couple of months. It is now the end of October 2014, and going into 2015, we look to be helping everybody to obtain moral, religious, political, and financial freedom, and creating an alternative, not opposing or fighting against the system that exists, allowing people to get unemployment, allowing people to get Social Security that want to, allowing people to go to court and have a judge arbitrate how many days they're going to get to see their kid throughout the week, if any, and how much of their life savings gets turned over to their estranged spouse. If you want to do that, that's fine with you. Have no problem with that. But for the people who want to operate differently, we have solutions for how people can operate differently. So that's just a little update. And signing off, this is Tyler with Understand Contract Law, and I will see y'all pretty soon. Make sure you're on our announcement list, because we send out webinars to people that are on our announcement list, and we are going to be doing some wonderful things with that. And this form might change in color over the next little period of time, probably sometime in November. So it might look differently, but make sure you stay tuned to our announcement list, whatever it looks like.